ever wondered why we sometimes feel stuck, even when we're constantly trying to improve ourselves? It's a conundrum, isn't it? You see, sometimes the key to personal growth and emotional well-being doesn't lie in adding more to our lives, but in quietly eliminating certain behaviors and habits that may be holding us back. Over the course of this video, we'll explore 9 important things that you may need to let go of as we journey through 2024. From releasing the unjustified hurts inflicted by others to discreetly dropping unnecessary goals. We'll talk about the importance of restraining ourselves from oversharing, controlling our anger, avoiding judgmental attitudes, and finally, the crucial need to stop constantly comparing ourselves to others. Each of these points could be a game changer, a stepping stone to a better, more understanding version of you. So, are you ready for the journey? Let's dive right into the first thing you should quietly eliminate from your life. First up, we have the act of holding on to people who have hurt us, seeking justifications. It's a natural human tendency to seek rational explanations for the pain inflicted upon us. We often find ourselves trapped in a cycle of hurt, replaying scenarios and endlessly looking for reasons why someone caused us pain. But here's the thing. Not every hurt comes with a justification that will satisfy us, and sometimes we need to accept this. Letting go of unjustified hurts is not about excusing the actions of others. Rather, it's about liberating yourself from the heavy weight of resentment and making space for personal growth. It's about shifting your focus from the past to the present and towards shaping a future that is not dictated by past hurts. Consider this. When you let go of seeking justifications, you allow yourself to channel that energy into something more constructive, like working on your own personal development. It's like pruning a plant, eliminating the damaged parts to allow for new, healthier growth. So, how do you do this? Start by acknowledging the hurt, then make a conscious decision to let it go. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but over time you'll find it gets easier. And the beauty of this process is that it's all about you. You're not waiting for someone else to give you closure. You're creating it for yourself. Remember, your future self will thank you for focusing on your own growth. Secondly, we often broadcast our goals to everyone, but is that necessary? This question may seem counterintuitive, especially in an era where social media encourages us to share every move. However, consider this. What if you could quietly eliminate unnecessary goals and make gradual changes with discretion? The benefits of this approach are numerous. For starters, it allows for a more focused internal journey towards personal growth. When we share our goals, we may feel pressured to achieve them, not for ourselves, but for the validation of others. This pressure can lead to a pursuit of goals that may not truly align with our desires or values, hence the term unnecessary goals. By quietly eliminating these goals, we give ourselves the freedom to explore what truly matters to us. It's not about being secretive, but rather about cultivating a personal sense of direction, independent from external influences. Moreover, making gradual changes with discretion can lead to more sustainable progress. Big, sudden changes can be overwhelming and often lead to burnout. On the other hand, small, consistent steps allow us to adapt and build resilience over time. In a world where everyone seems to be shouting their plans from the rooftops, there's a certain power in silence. It's the power of introspection, of authenticity, and of true, self-directed growth. So, consider this. Instead of telling the world about your goals, why not show them through your actions? After all, your actions will speak louder than your words. Thirdly, oversharing intimate details or venting about the end of relationships, is that beneficial? Imagine it. You're at a social gathering and the conversation turns to relationships. Suddenly you find yourself sharing intricate details about your last breakup, the issues you faced, the arguments you had. The room falls silent and all eyes are on you. Uncomfortable, isn't it? Oversharing personal details, especially about relationships, can often lead to awkward situations. It exposes your vulnerabilities and can often lead to judgments or misconceptions about your character. It's important to remember that not everyone needs to know everything about your personal life. Now, this doesn't mean you should bottle up your emotions or shy away from discussing your feelings. It simply means you should exercise discretion in what you share and with whom. There's a difference between sharing your experiences to seek advice or perspective and simply airing your dirty laundry for everyone to see. Instead of oversharing, try analyzing your behaviors, your reactions, and your feelings quietly. Understand what led to the end of the relationship or friendship. What part did you play? What could have been done differently? This self-analysis is a crucial part of personal growth and can lead to better understanding of yourself. Remember, your personal life is just that, personal. It's not a show for others. It's yours to live, to learn from, and to grow with. By exercising discretion in what you share, you maintain control over your narrative and protect your emotional well-being. Your privacy is your power. Keep it that way. Fourth on the list is controlling your display of excessive frustration or anger. Now, we've all been there. A heated moment, an escalating argument, or an unexpected setback. It's easy to let our tempers get the best of us. But what if we told you that mastering your own emotions could be your greatest ally? The key is to dissipate tension discreetly, to resolve issues rather than inflame them. It's not about suppressing your emotions, but rather it's about understanding them. Why are you angry? What triggered you? Once you understand the root cause, you can address the issue more effectively, with a cool head and a steady heart. Now, imagine you're in a tense situation. You're angry, frustrated, maybe even ready to explode. But then you take a deep breath. You step back, you analyze, and you choose to respond rather than react. That's the power of controlling your anger. It's not just about maintaining peace externally, but also cultivating peace internally. Using reasoning as your ally can be a game changer. It allows you to approach conflict with diplomacy, to navigate through disagreements with grace, and to emerge from tense situations with your relationships and dignity intact. And the benefits? They're enormous. You'll find yourself becoming more patient, more understanding, and more compassionate. You'll learn to see the bigger picture, to value relationships over being right, and to embrace peace over chaos. Remember, peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. Fifth, we often share our judgments about people, but should we? It's a common habit, isn't it? We tend to form opinions about people, and more often than not, we share these judgments with others. But here's the thing, judgments can often be born out of our own biases, limited understandings, or misconceptions. So when we share them, we're not only potentially spreading misinformation, but we're also risking the creation of unnecessary conflict or misunderstanding. Now, this doesn't mean we should stop forming opinions altogether. We're human beings, and it's natural for us to analyze and evaluate. However, we should aim to do so with empathy, respect, and an open mind. Think about it. How would you feel if you were constantly judged based on a single action or a misunderstood statement? Not great, right? So, let's try to extend the same courtesy to others. Let's strive to understand before we judge, to listen before we speak. And when we do form judgments, let's keep them to ourselves unless absolutely necessary. After all, our judgments are our own perceptions, not universal truths. This will not only help us maintain more peaceful and respectful interactions, but it will also contribute to our own personal growth. As we hold back our judgments, we learn to see the world from different perspectives, fostering understanding and empathy. Respect everyone's journey, even if it doesn't align with your own. 6. It's time to stop comparing yourself to others. You see, the comparison game is a losing one. There will always be someone smarter, faster, or seemingly more successful. But the only fair comparison, if any, is with yourself. Every day strive to be a better version of who you were yesterday, not a copy of someone else today. You have your own unique set of skills, experiences, and talents that are incomparable to any other. So why waste time measuring your worth against someone else's yardstick? It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of comparison, especially in this digital age where everyone's highlight reel is on display. But remember, what you see online is often a curated version of reality. It doesn't reflect the struggles, the failures, the hard work that goes on behind the scenes. So instead of comparing, start appreciating. Appreciate your own progress, your own journey. Celebrate your small wins, your big victories. Embrace your failures as stepping stones, not setbacks. And most importantly, invest in yourself. Invest in your learning, your growth, your development. Read that book, take that course, learn that skill. You are your biggest asset, and no one can take that away from you. So shift your focus. Instead of looking outward and comparing, look inward and grow. Remember, everyone's journey is unique. Focus on yours. So we've covered the 6 things to quietly eliminate from your life. From releasing unjustified hurts and eliminating unnecessary goals, to restraining from oversharing, controlling anger, avoiding judgment, and finally, stop comparing yourself to others. Each of these points is a stepping stone on the path towards improved emotional well-being and personal growth. When we let go of the people and things that hurt us without seeking justifications, we free ourselves to focus on our own growth. By quietly eliminating unnecessary goals, we can make gradual yet significant changes in our lives. Keeping intimate details to ourselves allows for quiet introspection, and controlling our anger helps to maintain a peaceful atmosphere. Being diplomatic and avoiding judgments fosters respect and empathy, while ceasing comparisons with others encourages self-appreciation and personal development. Remember, personal growth and emotional well-being come from quietly making these changes. Here's to a better you in 2024. Next, let's talk about how to consciously use social media. This is an important step in our journey of quiet transformation. Social media can be a breeding ground for comparisons, oversharing, and unnecessary goals if not used mindfully. So how can we use it consciously? Firstly, define specific times of the day to check your social media. This will help you avoid the trap of constantly scrolling, which can lead to comparison and unnecessary stress. Secondly, question the intention behind each online interaction. Are you posting that picture to genuinely share a moment, or are you seeking validation and likes? Are you commenting to add value to the conversation, or just to be seen? Remember, social media is a tool. Use it wisely. It's about quality, not quantity. The aim is to use it in a way that enriches our lives, not detracts from it. In the next scene, we'll be wrapping up our discussion with some key takeaways. But for now, let's take some time to think about how we can use social media more consciously. As we move forward, let's discuss the importance of not seeking external approval. This is a significant step towards achieving inner peace and self-contentment. Often we find ourselves at the mercy of others' opinions and judgments. We adapt, change, and mold ourselves to fit into societal norms and expectations. But remember, it's your life, and you are the one who has to live it. Start by recognizing and valuing your own inner voice above the external noise. Your opinion matters, your feelings matter, your dreams and aspirations matter. Don't let the fear of judgment or criticism hold you back. Trust your instincts and make decisions that align with your values, not the expectations of others. Be brave enough to walk your own path, even if it means walking alone. Remember, your approval is the one that matters most. In the end, it's about being true to yourself and living a life that brings you joy and fulfillment. Now let's pause for a moment and reflect on this. In the next scene, we'll be wrapping up with some key takeaways. Moving on, let's talk about treating relationships as sacred. One of the most important aspects of personal growth and inner peace is how we handle our relationships, especially when they come to an end. It's essential to maintain discretion and privacy, not only for your own healing process, but also out of respect for the other person. Remember, at one point this person meant something to you. Honor that. Respect the sanctity of personal relationships. They are not meant to be used as tools for gaining popularity or approval, nor should they be a subject of gossip or ridicule. They are a commitment, a bond that you share with another individual. It's not just about the happy moments you share, but also about the disagreements, the compromises, and the mutual respect you have for each other's individuality. Every relationship, be it friendship, romantic, or familial, has its own sanctity and should be treated with respect. Don't let the end of a relationship define your self-worth or happiness. You are more than your relationships. You are complete in yourself. Remember, every relationship is a commitment. Treat it with respect. In the end, what matters is how you treat people and how you make them feel. As we move forward, let's remember to value and respect the sanctity of our relationships. We'll be wrapping up with some key takeaways in the next scene. Moving ahead, let's dive into the importance of letting go of unrealistic expectations. Often we set high standards for ourselves and others, forgetting that we are all human and prone to mistakes. These unrealistic expectations can create a constant sense of failure and dissatisfaction, leading to stress and anxiety. It's important to remember that it's okay to strive for better, but not at the cost of your mental peace and happiness. Start by practicing acceptance. Accept who you are, where you are in life, and the circumstances you can't control. Understand that it's okay to have ambitions and goals, but it's also okay to not be perfect. It's okay to have bad days, to feel low, to not meet your own or others' expectations sometimes. What's important is to keep going, to keep trying, and to keep growing. Also, remember that everyone's journey is unique. What works for someone else may not work for you. Your path, your pace, your milestones are your own. Don't let others' achievements or expectations dictate your journey. To wrap up this scene, let's remember, you are enough just as you are. Let go of the unrealistic expectations that you or others may have placed upon you. You are a work in progress, and that's perfectly okay. In the next scene, we will summarize and conclude our discussion. Finally, let's talk about distancing yourself from gossip. It's easy to get sucked into the vortex of hearsay, rumors, and idle chatter. But remember, these are often the breeding grounds of negativity and can greatly impact your peace of mind. Gossip not only spreads negativity about others, but also fosters a negative mindset in yourself. It distracts us from focusing on our own growth and development, leading us into a cycle of comparison and judgment. Try to consciously steer away from these conversations. If you find yourself amidst gossip, attempt to change the topic or walk away. It's important to surround yourself with positivity and constructive discussions. Let's choose words of support, encouragement, and positivity instead. Remember that your words have power. They can either build someone up or tear them down. They can either spread love or ignite hatred. They can either bring peace or create chaos. Choose your words wisely. Use them to inspire, to express, to heal, not to wound or belittle. As we conclude this scene, let's pledge to distance ourselves from gossip and negativity. Let's choose to be the source of positivity and encouragement in our circles.